I need you to stop what you're doing and look around the room you're sitting in right now. Look at your couch. Look at your coffee table. Look at the air freshener plugged into the wall, the candle on your shelf, the bottle of cleaning spray under your sink. One of those things, maybe more than one, is killing your dog. I know that sounds dramatic. I know you're probably thinking, come on, Dr. Colin, you're being extreme. But 3 days ago, I euthanized a 6-year-old border collie named Bella, who should still be alive right now. And as I held her owner, a school teacher named Michelle, while she sobbed into my shoulder, I made myself a promise. I promised that I would stop being polite. I would stop worrying about offending the corporations that profit from your dog's suffering. And I would tell you the truth, that the pet industry is desperately trying to hide. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Colin Will, your neighborhood veterinarian. What I'm about to share will fundamentally change the way you see your home. Because here's the devastating reality that took me 15 years of clinical practice to fully understand. The number one cause of cancer in dogs is not genetics. It's not bad luck. It's not just age. The number one cause of cancer in dogs is chronic, low-level toxic exposure to synthetic chemicals sitting in your living room, your kitchen, your bedroom, on your dog's skin, in their lungs, every single second of every single day. And the truly heartbreaking part? You put most of them there thinking you were being a good pet parent. Let me take you back to Bella. When Michelle first brought her to me 8 months ago, Bella had a small lump on her side about the size of a grape. We performed a fine needle aspirate, sent the cells to the lab, and the results came back as a grade 2 mast cell tumor. We scheduled surgery immediately. I removed the tumor with clean margins. Michelle cried with relief. She thought it was over. We thought it was over. But here's what most people don't understand about cancer. Cancer is not a thing that randomly appears. Cancer is your dog's body waving a white flag, screaming that it can no longer defend itself against the chemical warfare you're unknowingly waging against it. 4 months after Bella's surgery, Michelle noticed another lump. 2 weeks later, a third. The cancer was spreading like wildfire. I sat with Michelle and asked her a question that most vets never think to ask. I said, walk me through a normal day in Bella's life. Where does she sleep? What do you clean your floors with? What do you spray in the air? As Michelle answered, I felt my stomach drop. Bella wasn't losing the battle against cancer because of her genetics. Bella was losing because her home had become a toxic chemical soup, and her body simply couldn't keep up. Every morning, Michelle sprayed her countertops with a popular antibacterial kitchen cleaner. Twice a week, she mopped her tile floors with a lavender-scented floor cleaner. She had 3 plug-in air fresheners throughout the house. She washed Bella's bedding in a detergent marketed as Spring Rain Fresh with odor eliminators. And because Bella had occasional itchy skin, Michelle had been using a flea and tick collar on her for 3 years straight, even during winter. Michelle looked at me with complete confusion and said, Dr. Colin, I'm so careful. I keep everything so clean. How did this happen? And that's when I had to tell her the truth that shattered both of our hearts. I said, Michelle, you didn't give Bella cancer because you were careless. You gave Bella cancer because you were trying to be a great dog mom. And that is exactly what these companies are counting on. Here's the science the chemical industry does not want you to understand. A human's outermost skin layer is between 10 to 15 cells thick, creating a decent barrier against the outside world. A dog's outer skin layer is only 3 to 5 cells thick. That means chemicals absorb through your dog's skin up to 5 times faster than through yours. When you spray antibacterial cleaner on your kitchen counter and your dog walks across it an hour later, the invisible chemical residue is soaking directly through their paw pads into their bloodstream. When you plug in that air freshener, the synthetic fragrance molecules are volatile organic compounds that your dog is inhaling with every breath. And because dogs breathe faster than humans and stay lower to the ground where chemical vapors concentrate, they're inhaling exponentially more toxins than you are. One exposure? Probably not a huge deal. But these exposures aren't happening once. They're happening every single hour of every single day for your dog's entire life. Every time they breathe synthetic fragrance, their liver works to break it down. Every time they lick their paws after walking on a freshly mopped floor, their kidneys filter out the residue. Every time they sleep on that mountain breeze scented blanket, their skin absorbs fragrance chemicals. Day after day, month after month, year after year. The detox organs become overwhelmed. Chemicals accumulate in fatty tissues. The immune system becomes chronically inflamed. And then one day, A cell's DNA gets damaged by oxidative stress, that cell forgets how to die, and you have cancer. About 6 years ago, I started tracking cancer cases in my practice. Every time I diagnosed a dog with cancer, I asked detailed questions about their home environment. What cleaning products do you use? Do you have air fresheners? Do you use fabric softener? What lawn care service do you have? What I discovered made me physically ill. 87% of the dogs I diagnosed with cancer under the age of 8 lived in homes with 3 or more of what I now call the toxic 5. Chemical household cleaners, synthetic air fresheners or candles, fabric softeners or dryer sheets, year-round chemical flea and tick prevention, and lawn pesticides or herbicides. 87%. This wasn't random. This wasn't bad luck. This was a pattern. And once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. Let me tell you about Max. Max was a 4-year-old Labrador who came to me last year with a nosebleed that wouldn't stop. After imaging and biopsies, we diagnosed nasal cancer. 4 years old. His owner Robert told me with pride that he Clorox wiped his entire house every single day. Counters, tables, door handles, light switches, everything. He wanted to protect Max from germs because he loved him. What Robert didn't know was that the active ingredient in those wipes gets aerosolized into the air as the wipe dries, and was being inhaled directly into Max's nasal passages every day. The delicate mucous membranes inside his nose were being chemically burned over and over, creating chronic inflammation. And chronic inflammation is the gasoline that cancer needs to ignite. Max died 6 months after diagnosis. He was 4.5 years old. Let me tell you about Zoe. Zoe was a 7-year-old poodle mix with bladder cancer. Her owner Susan couldn't figure out why. Zoe ate organic food, got regular exercise, and wasn't overweight. But when I asked what Susan cleaned her floors with, she showed me a popular brand that advertised itself as safe for homes with pets. I looked at the ingredient list. The third ingredient was 2-butoxyethanol, a solvent that is a known carcinogen in laboratory animals. It's absorbed through the skin and concentrates in the bladder before being urinated out. Zoe had been walking on floors cleaned with this product twice a week for 7 years. Susan was devastated. The bottle said it was safe for pets. She trusted it. And that is the cruelest lie of all. A company can print the words pet safe or natural or non-toxic on a label with virtually no oversight and no requirement to prove those claims. They are banking on you not reading the ingredient list and not making the connection between the products you buy and the tumor that appears 5 years later. So let me tell you exactly what the toxic 5 are and what you need to remove from your home today. Toxic source number 1 is synthetic fragrances. If a product lists the ingredient fragrance or parfum on the label, do not use it in a home with dogs. That single word is a legal loophole that allows manufacturers to hide hundreds of undisclosed chemicals, many of them phthalates that disrupt your dog's hormones, many of them petrochemicals that are carcinogenic. Air fresheners, plug-in diffusers, scented candles, room sprays, fabric fresheners, all of them are pumping these chemicals into the air your dog breathes. If you love a good-smelling home, switch to truly natural alternatives. Open your windows. Use a diffuser with pure, organic, dog-safe essential oils like lavender or chamomile in well-ventilated spaces. Or just let your home smell like a home. Toxic source number 2 is chemical cleaning products. Bleach, ammonia, antibacterial sprays, disinfecting wipes, oven cleaners. Almost all conventional cleaning products are designed to kill living cells. They don't discriminate between bacteria on your counter and cells in your dog's body. The solution is simple. White vinegar mixed with water in a spray bottle will clean 90% of your home safely. For tough jobs, use baking soda as a scrub. If you need something stronger, look for products certified by the EPA's Safer Choice program, and make sure your dog stays out of the room until surfaces are completely dry. Toxic source number 3 is laundry products. Detergents, fabric softeners, and dryer sheets are among the worst offenders because their chemicals bind to fabric and sit directly against your dog's skin for hours. If your dog sleeps on your bed, your couch, or blankets, those fabrics are transferring chemicals onto their skin all night. Switch to fragrance-free, dye-free detergents. Never use fabric softener or dryer sheets. Wash your dog's bedding separately with hot water and a tiny amount of unscented detergent. Toxic source number 4 is chemical pest control. Topical flea and tick medications, oral pills, and especially flea and tick collars. Yes, fleas and ticks carry disease. But you need to understand what these products actually are. They are pesticides. Neurotoxins designed to kill insects by poisoning their nervous systems. And that poison is in your dog's bloodstream or on their skin, being absorbed 24 hours a day for months at a time. I have seen dogs develop tremors, seizures, and cancer from these products. Use a flea comb daily during flea season. Wash bedding in hot water weekly. Vacuum obsessively. If you absolutely must use a chemical preventative, use it only during peak season, not year-round, and choose the lowest dose available. Toxic source number 5 is your lawn. If a lawn care service sprays herbicides like Roundup or pesticides for grubs, your dog is walking through that poison every time they go outside. It sticks to their paws and fur. They lick it off. Glyphosate, the active ingredient in Roundup, has been directly linked to cancer in multiple studies. If you care about your dog's life, stop spraying your lawn. A perfect green lawn is not worth your dog's life. Let me tell you what happened when I made these changes in my own home. 5 years ago, my Beagle mix Benny started developing fatty lumps all over his body. At one point, he had 11 of them. Lipomas are often a sign that the body is storing toxins in fat cells because it doesn't know what else to do with them. So I did an experiment. I threw out every synthetic cleaning product in my house, got rid of the plug-in air fresheners, switched to fragrance-free laundry detergent, stopped using chemical flea prevention, and replaced Benny's plastic bowls with stainless steel because plastic leaches endocrine-disrupting chemicals. Within 6 months, Benny's lumps stopped growing. Within a year, some of the smaller ones actually shrank. He's 14 now and hasn't developed a new lump in 4 years. His last senior blood panel showed liver and kidney function that my colleague said looked like a dog half his age. I'm not saying this will cure cancer. I'm not saying this will prevent every disease. But I have seen this pattern over and over in my practice. When owners remove the toxic 5, dogs get healthier. Allergies clear up, energy improves, chronic inflammation decreases, and cancer rates drop. Here's what I need you to do tonight. Walk through your home with a garbage bag. Throw out every plug-in air freshener, every scented candle made with paraffin wax and synthetic fragrance, every bottle of cleaner with a warning label, every jug of detergent that says Spring Fresh or Ocean Breeze. I know it feels wasteful, but ask yourself this question. Would you rather waste $40 on cleaning products or spend $4,000 on chemotherapy in 3 years? Would you rather have a house that smells like fake lavender or have your dog alive at 15? The choice is that simple and that brutal. And if you're thinking, but my vet never told me any of this, I want you to know something. Most vets don't know. I didn't know for the first 10 years of my career. We are taught to treat disease, not to investigate environmental causes. We are taught to prescribe medications made by pharmaceutical companies that sponsor our conferences and our textbooks. The entire system is designed to keep you buying products and keep you bringing your sick dog back for treatments. I am risking my professional reputation by telling you this, but I watched Bella die 3 days ago, and I am done being silent. You are your dog's only protection. They cannot read labels. They cannot choose what air they breathe or what floors they walk on. They trust you completely. And that trust means you have a responsibility to do better. Not perfect, just better. If this video made you angry, good. Be angry at the companies that put profit over your dog's life. Be angry at the system that allows dangerous chemicals to be labeled as pet safe. Then take that anger and turn it into action. Clean out your home. Read every label. Ask every question. Become the kind of pet parent that these companies hate because you can't be manipulated anymore. Hit the like button if this video gave you information your vet never told you. Subscribe if you want me to keep making content that the pet industry wishes didn't exist. And leave me a comment telling me one thing you're throwing out today. I want to see this community rise up and protect their dogs the way their dogs have always protected them. Go hug your dog right now. Look into their eyes. And make them a promise that you will do everything in your power to give them a long, healthy, cancer-free life. They deserve that. And now you know how. Thank you for watching. Now go save your dog.